The project, proposed for 1156 Mass Ave, would involve upgrading some Mill Brook buildings behind Mirak Hyundai into apartments. The sole owner of this property is Mirak, and the Mirak family would manage the complex. This proposal was brought up at the June 29th Select Board meeting and was touted as a project which keeps the existing buildings and then repurposes them for a thriving housing project. Reaction among residents was generally mixed, with some citing an urgent need for new housing in Arlington, while skeptics raised concerns that the project doesn't go far enough in providing affordable housing units.
This is a very good project for Arlington, and it's proposed by an owner who has long-standing commitments to Arlington as a volunteer and as the owner of a successful business that expanded here in Arlington this year. We're unlikely to see a proposal with this many benefits again in a very long time, given the few redevelopment opportunities left here in town.
So I have some concerns about the proposed project by the Mirak family. First is a recent letter that the Select Board wrote, and it stated that you're opposed to high-density projects like the one at Thorndike, and this one is as dense, or if not denser. And second, you assert that you still meet the 40B safe harbor threshold, so that might also put this project at risk. Another concern is the loss of artist workspaces and rehearsal spaces. There's not much industrial space for small craftsmen to work in Arlington, and this is one of the few places left.
Now, I will tell you, I'm also a resident of the town, as you know, and I can say that this project is very different than the project that's proposed on the Mugar property, because I will suggest to you that this project was designed in accordance with the recommendations of the 2015 master plan, which was adopted by the town of Arlington, and the smart growth guidelines adopted by the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, which encourages a mixed-use development. On this site is the work bar that you may be familiar with, which is the commercial part of the project, and then the affordable housing that they're proposing. There are a variety of transportation choices here. This project is going to enhance and showcase the town's natural resources with an emphasis on showcasing Mill Brook and the Minuteman Bike Trail.
The developer is Spalding and Slide Investments, which has handled such projects in Boston and its surrounding communities. An attorney representing the proposed builder says 25% of the apartments in this proposed complex would be designated affordable housing, and that seemed to maintain the interest of the Select Board, since in part the project would allow Arlington residents first access to those affordable housing units.
This project, I think, is probably closest to the heart of many things that were touched on during that process. I was the board's liaison for part of that to the advisory committee, and one thing that this board has supported efforts to build out the to improve rather the Mill Brook corridor for public access. I'm very excited to see that aspect and to see the adaptive reuse. I'm happy to see this go forward and go through its paces. I'm glad that you've been meeting with the neighborhood and getting some of their concerns, and that those will be addressed. And I think you've heard some of the other questions that have been raised about unit mix and affordability, which obviously is always something that's top of mind for us.
Many of these buildings date to the late 19th century, and the developer says such an ambitious project would showcase and enhance the natural features of Arlington, including Mill Brook and the Minuteman Bikeway.